again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to cry. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away in the little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my musta man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but we got in a figure you. Take the script of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above end up in my gutter. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300%
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption please.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
Global TV send another one. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Global TV, I send them home. Yeah, man, this is Michael Buckley. I tell you, say, yo, the Global TV, yeah, man, we represent that 100%. Play the music, Global. Boom shot.
Well, my party people in the house here ready for this. Global TV, me say we're ready for this. The latest, it's say we're ready for this. Boom, bam, bam. One Global TV, man. Dan English said that. Don't touch this lion.
Yeah, well, it is I, Bad Bass Alice here, representing on behalf of Dancehall. This is the station of all time, Global TV, Brothers of all time, Alice in a rep, yeah, General of all time. Master with me say, yeah, but the people them love you bad. Fully informative, salute, like they have to live.
Yes, my people, good evening and welcome once again to Global TV. This is People's Point of View. And yes, of course, I am Wayne. This evening, as you can see, based on our topic, we're talking about the orange economy. This is not a topic I'm versed in, and don't expect me to quote any numbers, because I know so when it comes to number, I'm a national dunce. But a gentleman and I had a conversation today in relation to Jamaican economy, the orange economy, and how other areas in the world operate their orange economy to maximize profit and grow faster. So that's the area I'm going to be rambling on tonight, but economy is not really a strong area for me. But before moving on to that, I just want to look at some updates Over in the British side, I don't have to say with we can't know say we just a catch up with common sense. So we have a bit of way to go. And yes, we have our little coffee break jingles unseen now. So when we want a little coffee break or a little water break, we can push a little jingle away so that may not disturb you. But yes, in common sense, achieving Britain. We see yesterday in the east side of London, just updating on the Palestine issue. A lot of students walked out of school yesterday in protest against the Gaza bombing. So the protest is stepping up on all fronts when it comes to do with that. And yes, the conservative saga rumbles on. But before I go on to conservative, officially, ever since I've been in this country, I vote for the Labour Party in every election, general, mayoral election, and local election. At one point, I had issue with my local council, so I did a protest vote on the local council with the Liberal Democrat Party. During the COVID lockdown, there was what was it? Was it a local election or a general? No, it was a general election. It was the Boris Johnson. It was a Boris Johnson brouhaha, yes. It was a Boris Johnson election. And I went and deliberately spoiled my ballot by writing on it, none is worthy. But something Labour did, Keir Starmer did yesterday, that definitely I won't be voting for the Labour Party again based on that stance. There was a vote in the British Parliament that was tabled by the Scottish National Party. And that vote was based on ceasefire. The disgraceful thing that the Labour Party did, and this is because both sides of the British Parliament is woefully just like the US Congress, owned and operate and directed by powerful Jewish lobbies, or if you want to call them Zionist lobbies. Keir Starmer gave a directive to his shudder front bench. Now, the Labour Party in Britain is more like the social democracy side of things. And Keir Starmer gave a directive to his front bench. If they vote for ceasefire, they will lose the whip, meaning that they will lose their seat on the shudder front bench. Now, I think that was disgraceful not to even let MPs vote on their conscience. Because when MPs go to do such vote, you are not voting based on what you think, you are what you feel. You're voting based on the mandate your constituency gave you and based on the noise in the room at the moment coming from your constituency. That's what you're meant to be going there to vote on. But disgracefully, what Keir Starmer did was make sure he whipped them not to vote. However, about 56 of his backbenchers defy the whip, and I think either one or two front bencher left in protest. But I found that disgraceful, and because of that, I would never vote for Labour again. There's a party in Britain called the Mad Raving Loony Party, something like that. Research them if you wish. Those are the people that will get my vote, because might as well you just give it away, because these ones that you're giving it to, they're really making a mockery of us when it comes to these big issues. So that's my rant on labor. But Suella, this woman doesn't stop. I mean, she does not stop. She lost her job in the government because of her behavior. And ever since she's been out with her knife wielding at Sunak more and more, with regard to the Rwanda plan that they lost in the Supreme Court, what Richie Sunak and his team is trying to do is to rewrite the laws in order, based on the things that the judge brought up in the judgment when ruling against them. They're trying to rewrite treaties into law in order to get that through legally. And I've always have a contention with Britain not having a codified constitution as opposed to America, who has such document. When you speak about the British Constitution, you speak about a framework. Even though all of these countries who pride themselves on constitution and constitutionality, all of them got it from the British, whether be it's the French or the Americans. It came from what the British had then as their Magna Carta and their Bill of Rights. A lot of constitution came out of that. However, Britain still have not had a written constitution. Like in America, you have the American Constitution. It's a constitution written in one document. That's the supreme law of the land. Now, Congress can legislate, but you have to legislate in order not to contravene the Constitution. Meaning anything you're legislating, it has to go in line with the Constitution, as well as an executive order from the president. It must go in line with the Constitution. Otherwise, you see a lot of time the Americans would bring a challenge against certain executive orders or certain statute, and the constitutional court will either validate it or invalidate it. Now, for me, with Britain not having a constitution, it allows them to do exactly what they're doing now, to rewrite the book at their own choosing, to do whatever they want to do. Because if they had a rigid constitution like the Americans, it's a tough way to amend the constitution in order to benefit you, the politician who wants to pursue an agenda. But with the British constitutional framework and a first past the post parliamentary democracy, then you only need 51 votes. Let's say 100 MP in a parliament, you only need 51 votes to get it through. So it's quite easy without Britain having a constitution and just create law through parliament, not adhering to any other law, because parliament is the supreme lawmaker in this country. So they can play with the constitution, the framework they have, in order to push through things even when the court strike it down as unlawful, unconstitutional, or illegal. So that's with it for these conservative people, but let's see how it goes, or for that matter, if he is going to take it to the European Court of Human Rights. Let's see where they're going to take this. But Suella is swinging her knife to say that Richie Sunak didn't have a backup plan, and all of what he's doing now is just a massive failure. It will not happen. So it's a good thing that they're all turning against each other. All of this will help to bring down Richie sooner rather than later. Yes, on the Jamaican side of things, we see that there was a tropical storm warning rumbling about the place. But the tropical storm warning been lifted, but heavy rain still are going some places in the country, and some places having issue with floods. But let's keep everyone in our prayers and keep hopeful that the water subside in any areas that are flooding, the water subside quite quickly and people can get on with their life, because that also tied into the movement of the orange economy. So when them bad weather situation, yeah, yes, it will affect our economy, as a lot of our people in the small business, community business, and all of that get affected by this. Miss Wholeness, wife of the Prime Minister, First Lady of the country, leader of our parliament, and also a legislator. It is very important because we see look more and more that in a election mode campaign by the back door, a bill up, and a go on. What would be very important for you to furnish us with is tabling the Integrity Commission report in Parliament. We need to know who are the people that are being investigated. We need to know if our Prime Minister is under investigation. We need to know if the leader of the House is under invesigation. We need to know if other members of the cabinet is under invesigation. We need to know if members of the People's National Party is under investigation. But I would believe if it was a flurry of people from the People's National Party and that in such investigation, one would have just had throw it out like wow crazy to make sure embarrass them in order to defeat them at the next general election. So that would lead me to believe that quite a lot of the people on the IC report might have well come from the Labour camp. It would suggest, one, why the Prime Minister entrenched his wife in such a post where it is the Prime Minister wife in that capacity that determines the business of the country, what gets discussed in Parliament, what questions are raised on the floor, the agenda for day to day in Parliament is decided by the wife of the Prime Minister. Is that the reason why the Prime Minister entrenched his wife as leader of the House in order to block the IC report? Will Jamaicans allow the Labour Party to take us into another general election without that report being tabled in Parliament? Will the People's National Party allow the government to continue crisscrossing with this report and not have it out there in due course? So before we go to the poll, we can know which of our politicians are crook, thief, corrupt, or is enriching themselves illegally. So it is important that we continue to press for that report to come out. It is long overdue. Dalrymple did promise before they went on their recess. Dalrymple did plan it would be released tabled within the 2 months when they return. When they return, she resigned, and then the wife of the prime minister assumes her position, and then ever since the report has been stifled. We want to know which of our politicians are under investigation for illicit enrichment. It is not right for us to go to the poll voting for crooks. So the nation should press hard for us to have that report tabled. We'll go to a snap break, and when we come back, we will ramble away at the orange economy.
Global TV send another one. Oh, 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 oh. Global TV, I send them home. Yeah, man, this is Michael Buckley. I tell you, say, yo, the Global TV, yeah, man, me represent that 100%. Play the music, Global. Boom shot. Global TV send another one. Oh.
Yes, welcome back. And this evening we're talking about the orange economy. Is the orange economy benefiting Jamaicans? Because we always hear the economic wheel of Jamaica referred to as higgler, small business, handcart man, food stall, whatever term they get referred to. But however you want to look at, whether be the peanut man, the jerk man, that lady or gentleman who walk through your community selling from guinea to mango to clothes or whatever it might be, the fish vendor, all those who have their little shop in the community, all of those people are the orange economy. Those are the people who keeps the economy turning on a daily basis. But are these people really benefiting from the economy? And is the economy developing around them, assisting them to develop? And is Jamaicans in the orange economy benefiting from investors? Because the conversation we were having today is looking at a lot of things that happens in the economy. We look at, for example, indigenous Jamaicans business versus business of people who come from abroad, say for example, China and so forth, to invest in Jamaica. We see where the style of economy they have, their profit is measured based on volume. And that means is how much they can sell at a low price and achieve fast sale and have their economy turning over faster rather than have the product, but because you're sticking out for a particular price or your price is higher than those in the market, then you don't achieve the profit because you're not getting the customers and your product is not turning over. These are some of the things we see happening in the orange economy in our country and wherever us Jamaicans are in the Western world. I use Britain as a short example when it comes to, for example, the food industry, like restaurants and so forth. Everybody use rice, chicken, potato, and all sort, oil, butter, what. Everybody can get those at that particular price. But when you go to the Caribbean shop, you would pay like 12 pounds, from 8 to 12 pounds for a meal, depending on the size. But if you go to the Chinese shop, you can get that meal, even though cooked from a different culture in a different style, same rice and meat or food and meat, but it's much of a lower price, quick sale, small profit. And I do think this is a thing that is affecting black businesses in the West, whether it be Europe or America, as well as it does in Jamaica. The context of how it does that in Jamaica is how our investment is organized by our government. For example, the Chinese, when they're coming in to do business. The government is giving them 5 years tax break, which Jamaicans in the orange economy is not getting. On top of that, Chinese come in with bulk and are able to sell their product at a much cheaper price than what the indigenous would sell there for, because that's the Chinese economic model. Quick sale, small profit in high volume of moving moving high volume of product at the same time maximizing your profit. Whereas with the black businesses, because they don't have the resources that, for example, the Chinese investors may have, then they would have to hold out to price, because you have to mark up rent, time, capitals, and all sort. So you find these people within the orange economy having the same product as, say, for example, a Chinese investor, but the Chinese investor, based on their price, they would be selling 10, 20 product before you sell one. So their profit is small, but they're maximizing profit based on the volume they're moving. And I think at some point we need to look at changing our economic model on the ground. As a people in the orange economy, we need to change our economic model on the ground in order to propel our business faster. Smaller profit, but quicker sale, and build up a bigger customer base. Does investment benefits the ordinary Jamaicans or those in the green, in the orange economy? Well, based on how we see things going on in our country, it doesn't really sells that. Let's look at the hotel industry. A lot of investment, you would say there's a lot of investment in the tourist industry. How much are Jamaicans benefiting from these investors? How much does these money that these investors accumulate is circulated within the Jamaican economy before it moves out of the Jamaican economy into another economy? And this is one of the massive problems we're having with our stagnant economy, is because, yes, we may say that, oh, people are investing in our country. But if they're investing in our country and Jamaicans are not being gaining most of the employment through that investment, Jamaicans are not being trained and move up the ladder in that investment, then the money is circulating, then just moving out of the Jamaican economy. So you don't have that growth. The money is just sucking and draining from the economy. Whereas if we spend more money in the orange economy within the indigenous population, that money circulates a lot of time and should circulate at least 10 times within the Jamaican economy before it goes outside the Jamaican border. So for me, this is why investment isn't working, because whether it be within the tourism sector, the money goes out of the country to all of these hoteliers in Europe, America, or wherever. If it's the Chinese investment, we see where a lot of our economy to do with food, the distribution of food across the country is run by the Chinese now. How much of that money is circulating in the Jamaican economy before it goes out? As long as that continues to happen, our economy will not grow, because our funds are not being circulating in our economy. Our people are not getting the top line jobs where more money are being circulating in our economy, especially in the hotel industry. Is mainly the menial jobs that are offered to Jamaicans. We need to look as a people outside of government, on the ground, of how we're going to change our economic model to propel our economy and our country forward. Yes, I do understand we do have financial problems as opposed to some of our competitors, but we have to be strategic when it comes to the economy. So, unwinding down, I think we should look across the world, or look at economies around us wherever we live, whether we are at home or in the diaspora. We look at the economy around us. It's the same thing you see here in the UK. Wherever you see black businesses, they are woefully outdone in numbers by whether be the Asians or the Arab, and their price would be much, much lower than the African's price. So you find the same thing happening where they're not getting the sale because their product is would be seen as an extortionate price as compared to the Indian man or the Arab man across the street. So we need to look at our economic model in the orange market and to see how we can propel our economy by changing the strategy of how we do things. Because I don't see where the investors are really benefiting Jamaicans really, because we're not getting the big jobs, the money that is being made within those sector is just drained out of the country. And another area that linked to the tourist area, with all of these inclusive hotels, that even and these no public access beaches, that even damage the local orange economy more. Because for those who were able to go on the beach and sell whatever crafts or whatever they would try to sell to tourists or whatever, Jamaicans walk and sell everything. All of these things because of the inclusive hotels and these targeted tours. It bypassed the local people, which have a lot of things to sell. So the money don't get into the rural communities really, because tour guide take you to a blindfolded site, so you only see what they want you to see. You don't really get to intertwine with the local economy. But our people with the local shops, hand cart, food stall, those who are walk and sell, these are the people, if we're serious about developing our Jamaican economy, we need to spend amongst ourselves. When we spend amongst the Chinese or other cultures within Jamaica, that money don't stay with us. It goes to build another culture. Within the Asian community, the Arab community, the Jewish community, Chinese, Indian, both kinds of the Asian community, their money, in business term, their money circulate within their community 10 times before it goes outside their community. And we need to relook at our economic model and change strategy of how we operate in our orange economy. We need to look at a more simpler system of small sale, quick profit, while moving a huge volume of things at the same time and building and maintaining a customer base. As you all know, I'm not a person who have sense in this area. It's just my mind is what was triggered from the conversation I had today, and they said, let me try and bring this into a discussion. But please let me know in the comment if I made sense and if it's something that I should research further into and come back with, or the economy is not Wayne area, just leave that alone and find something that you understand. But please let me know. Good night, Bernice Gale. Good night. And to those of you who are here, good night. Thank you for joining me another night. This is Friday night, very cold in England, so there's nothing to do, not nowhere to go because I'm not in Birmingham this week and probably be going there soon. And when I'm in Birmingham, I'm going to be doing my lives earlier. Because you all know when I'm in Birmingham, that's the time I go party and all of that. But I really appreciate you people for being here with me. And I look forward for you to join me on Monday night. Sorry, I'm confused. On Monday night, as you know, we all go out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays between the hours of 11 p.m. UK time to 1 a.m. UK time. We don't broadcast for the whole 2 hours, but on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, we broadcast within that slot. So yes, please do make comment. You can always comment after the live is finished and let me know if you understood what I was trying to say tonight. And I want to thank all of my friends and for their support. I want to thank Mr. Tony British for his support and everyone who has continued to support me. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will definitely be back on Monday night. If I feel bored over the weekend, I might just come on for a general talk. Nothing promised, but thank you very much. If you have not done so yet, please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. Don't forget to also tell your friends and family that this is
Global TV send another one. Oh, 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 oh. Global TV, I send them home. Yeah, yeah, man. This is Michael Buckley. I tell you, say, yo, the Global TV, yeah, man. Me represent that 100%. Play the music, Global. Boom shot.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you on Monday.